Going, how's everybody doing? I'm just doing another second video of some of my collectibles through the decades. The one I just posted was from the 1990s. This is from the 1980s, which I think I probably got the most of. I didn't obviously put everything in my collection. I think I said that in the other video because it would just be, I just wouldn't have the space for it. And I've done videos of that anyway. And again, I'm just doing some cleaning. So I figure as I'm pulling stuff down to clean, why not just make a couple fun little videos and kind of show some of the stuff I have through the decades. So as you can see, it's behind me here, and let's have a look. So we got a figure from They Live, the female ghoul. What I will say about these little action figure type things, don't buy them. They are a waste of money. A friend of mine bought me this guy I know, and you know, he was being nice and generous, but yeah, they're like $25 a piece, and they're like usual action figure size. They're a scam. You know, unless you're a diehard fan of the film, don't get them. But that's just my opinion. And then down here I got, oh, it's Darth Vader, obviously, in a Jason mask that I made. And over here we've got Teen Wolf. There, Michael J. Fox, of course, legendary. Yoda, right there. That's a puppet from Empire Strikes Back. And Stripe from Gremlins, obviously, and another version of him down there, one of those capsules. And sorry, there he is, Beetlejuice. Yeah. And Gizmo, there. And yes, his name was always Stripe, in spite of all you. I was gonna say Mandalorian theory. No, all you Mandela theory people. No, it was never Stripe. Or it was never Spike. It was always Stripe. Because even Corey Feldman says, "Oh, this guy has a little stripe on his head." But anyway, there's some more Mogwai and Gremlin. It's down there, Gizmo, and that's just one of the ones from the theater. And a couple the Ghostbusters, one from Ghostbusters 1 and one from Ghostbusters 2. That was the second one, obviously, and that was the original, is it Ecto 1? Right there. So, you know, the right one? Yeah. There and there. And Scout Trooper on his speeder bike there. It's kind of out of focus for some reason. There we go. And Jason from Part 2. That's actually my favorite Friday the 13th film of them all. There. And we got Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And then down there, that's the Library Ghost from Ghostbusters. It actually has a proper stand, but it's not well designed, and every time I move it somewhere, it falls off, so I just sat it down. And one of the gargoyles from Ghostbusters that eventually become the Terror Dog. Seen here, that's a NECA figure. That's a really good, well done figure. You can see, pretty cool claws. And then up here, we got Freddy from Dream Warriors Freddy, which I think is pretty cool. I have a bunch of these dolls, but I don't open them because I don't know how well the freestand they are, and I think they look pretty cool in the packaging, and the packaging is really well done. And I got RoboCop down here. RoboCop who talks. Hands up if you can understand it. That's what he was saying. And what else? Your move, creep. And drugs are trouble. And a can from The Sims, that's actually an energy drink versus an actual beer, but there is a beer that exists, and if I found a can of it, it would be up there on the shelf with everything else. And behind the plant, we got Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That is, I guess that character was called Jumbo, because I don't think their names are actually said in the film, but it is a really good campy film to check out for its time. Great special effects, a lot of fun to watch. Hokey, but in a fun way. And an abnormally tall Chucky. He's like a little bit tall. And we got down here, we got the Jason Lives. Jason, I think that's part 4 is Jason Lives. And then back here, that's Halloween 2 Michael Myers. So that gets a pass because that was actually made in the 80s, I think 81. And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre remakes. There's Leatherface, So it's kind of glares here. And Chop Top, played by legendary Bill Moseley. Guy's freaking awesome and everything. And then another Halloween 2 Michael Myers at the pumpkin from the opening credits. Kind of blurry. There we go. And Jason from part 3? I want to say it must have been 3. Because it wasn't 5, and I don't think it was... It was definitely not 6. So, and Pamela's gravestone down there in the bottom. And Jack Torrance. A lot of reflections here. I'm trying to avoid them, but Jack Torrance. And yeah, don't worry, those are not my underwear. You can see the reflection. They're actually just plaid pajama bottoms because I'm at home and I'm just being comfortable. So suck it up, Buttercup. And down there is actually an overlook hotel key, which not reminiscent of the movie per se, because the one in the movie was actually rectangular. And then an AT-AT walker, or an AT-AT walker. Down there. It's a little miniature one. And my hat from, my Wally World hat from, obviously, Vacation. And Brundlefly, right there. And there's a, oh, and of course the DeLorean, I almost didn't even mention this, the DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future, again with Michael J. Fox. And just a little license plate I printed off. You can see that it's like got the stamp, what do you call, the watermark on it. So you couldn't do it, but I just have it in my living room on my shelf. And this, one of my favorite things, one of my newest things, is the Kessler Wolf from An American Werewolf in London. This thing is so well made. I think it's probably my favorite thing of them all. It's one of my favorite movies too, so like, that is just awesome. But I did a whole video on that, so if you want to check it out, that'd be great. And if you also want to take that extra moment to hit that subscribe button, that would also be great. That would be really helpful and really nice, and I will be very thankful. But, oh, one other thing here. I'm going to point out. This here, I meant to put this on display, but it's just looks like a clock, but it's actually, it's not the exact same one, but there's that same model of clock in the beginning of Back to the Future when Marty goes to Doc's house, and there's all the clocks on the walls, and one of them is that clock, and it's got like a little flashy light here. I'll go back again. Back and forth. It's got like this thing here. When you plug it in, it flashes like it's like fire, and then the little bottle in his hand goes up and down as he's drinking it. I used to have it plugged in a lot, but it makes a lot of noise. It's like because there's a lot of little mechanics in there to make it work. But it's a really fun little clock. It's kind of cool. But I just bought it at a junk shop a bunch of years ago, and then just happened to notice one day watching Back to the Future that it was the same clock as in the movie. So I was like, cool. But anyway, that's it for the 80s stuff. I'm gonna do one for the 70s, and then the 60s and downward. But probably maybe just do one for the 60s, and then through the rest of the film history, because I don't got a ton of stuff. Most of my stuff is 80s and 70s. But there it is in all its glory again. If it comes into focus, because I'm just using my phone. There we go. But anyway, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like button, whatever you like to do. Drop a comment, and I guess until the next one. Bye.